Hey guys, it is Lisa and Lainey from SoulShine Yoga. We are bringing you a family yoga class today. And as you can see, we are just dressed in our regular summer clothes. You do not have to have any special yoga clothes or even a yoga mat to enjoy this class. So just get yourselves comfy. Maybe you're outside, maybe you're in your living room, maybe you're on your back deck. Doesn't really matter. Just get yourselves in a comfy seat and we will get started. So I'm going to start with my legs crisscrossed in front. Looks like, is that where you're going, Lainey? Really doesn't matter. Wherever you're comfortable in a seat, I like to have the backs of my hands resting on my knees. Delaney usually, she prefers to have her palms facing down. So here's kind of the difference. What I like to say energy-wise, when your palms are facing up, it's like you're opening up to all of the big, beautiful energy around you and you can soak it in. When your palms are down, you're grounding in, you're kind of in your own space and your own energy. So you get to choose. I'm opening wide up today. And let's close the eyes to get started. We're going to start with probably the hardest part. Closing those eyes and just checking in with the quiet and the stillness. So noticing here, what do you hear around you besides my voice? What do you feel in your own breathing? And what are you thinking about? Are there other things besides the sounds and your own breathing that keep coming up in your mind? And knowing that all of those thoughts are perfectly okay. There is no thing that you have to be thinking or not thinking. This is your quiet time. Now blinking those eyes open gently, bring one hand to your heart and one hand to your belly. Take a deep breath in through your nose and let it out through your mouth. Just notice how that breath feels. Do it again in through your nose and out through your mouth. Let's switch hands. Opposite hand to heart and belly. And keep going with that breath in through the nose and out through the mouth. Beautiful. Maybe one or two more. Notice if you can really hear your family member's breath as well, or if you're just focusing on your own. This yoga practice really just about noticing things. Let's bring our hands together at heart center. On your breath in, lift those fingertips up, and on your breath out, right back down to the heart. Let's take a couple more. In lifts you, out drags those hands back down. Nice. Let's try the other way. Point your fingertips to me. We'll point our fingertips to you. On your breath in, reach those hands out and then bring them back in on your breath out. Breath in, breath out. One more breath in and breath out. Beautiful. Shake those shoulders out. Shake those fingers and hands and wrists. Nice. Let's come onto hands and knees. So from hands and knees, this is our tabletop pose. And what I like to say in this pose is we think about having a tray with food and drinks on it. And if I set it on your back, it won't spill over because you're so nice and flat. You're not tipping to one side or the other. So coming into that nice flat back first. And then when you're ready for it, we can take a breath in and drop the belly and look up. On your breath out, we'll round the spine and look down. So breath in, it's our cow pose. Breath out, it's our cat pose. You're going to notice a lot today that we use all of these animal names in our poses. It's not just for kids yoga, it's in grown-up yoga as well. Let's take maybe one more full round. Breath in and breath out. And then when you come back to that nice flat back, shake out your hips, wag your tail. And then let's curl the toes under. Lift your knees and lift your bottom to the sky. Downward facing dog. Some of you at home probably said that with me. Pedal out your heels, shake out your hips, shake out your neck and your head. And then let's bend the knees, look up at those hands, and step your feet up in between the hands. Lainey beat me there. Roll up nice and slow, shake everything out. This is where I like to say if you want to have a dance party, if your family likes to dance, dance it out. Otherwise, just a quick shake, and then stepping up to the top of your mat. Now, Delaney and I are going to stagger a little bit so we don't whack each other because we don't have a lot of room. So she'll step back a little bit. Let's take a breath in and lift those arms around and up. And on your breath out, forward fold. Do it again. Breath in lifts you up, and breath out folds you in. You'll notice Delaney and I start getting kind of into a different rhythm because our breath is just not the same as each other's, right? She might take in a longer breath or a shorter breath, and that's okay. Next time you make it to the top, you'll bring your hands down to your sides and stand tall in your mountain pose. And let the palms face forward. So let your palms face mine like we could do a low five with each other if we wanted to, right? Let's hop those feet out nice and wide here. Nice. And bring your hands together. A little more breathing fun. So I like to bring my pointer fingers together like so and interlace the rest of my fingers. So this now becomes my elephant trunk. And I am an elephant, breathing in and out. So on the breath in, my trunk comes up, and on my breath out, my trunk flings back between my legs, right? So breath in always lifts, breath out always folds. And just kind of play here with that big elephant breath. How are you guys feeling? Are you making sounds like elephants in your house, I wonder? All right. When you've had enough, right back to those mountain arms, and then hop your feet back together. Nice. Let's take a little bit of warrior fun while we're here, and then we'll come down to the mat and do some stretching. So keep your right foot at the top of your mat, and Delaney, you can come on up. Yeah, step your left foot way back, and open those back toes up to the long edge of your mat, or maybe toward your side wall if you're not on a mat, right? Lean in just enough to bend that knee right over your ankle, and then reach your arms out long and strong. This is our warrior 2. So do you feel strong like a warrior here? I wonder. I sure do. Flip your palm up to the sky, and as you start to lift it up, bring your left hand to your low back. This is our peaceful warrior. This is where we feel that peace, that kindness in our hearts. And here I also like to say one thing that I'm grateful for. Delaney, you got anything off the top of your head today? What are you grateful for today? Peeper. Oh, her bunny, Pepper. We call him Peeper. I'm feeling grateful for all of the sunshine we've been having recently at the time of this recording anyway. Bring your hand down, arm to your thigh, and reach your other hand up overhead. Lainey knew where we were going. This is our side angle stretch. It should feel a nice big stretch along the left side of your body. Maybe you even look up, maybe you even lift your heart a little higher. And then right back to warrior 2. Now start to turn those back toes forward a little bit and step your foot up. And again, if you want that shake or that dance party, now's your time to take it. And then left foot at the top of your mat, right foot steps back. Open those back toes and find your strong warrior pose. Lainey, you feeling strong? Mm-hmm. Awesome. We get a couple rounds of breath here. If it's too hard to stay still here, you can do one of these, right? It's like a little dance with your breath. Breath in lifts, breath out drops. And then when you're all settled in and ready, we'll flip our left palm up. Right hand comes to your low back as you lift your left hand up for that peaceful warrior. And maybe again, you think of one more thing that you're grateful for. Lainey, what do you got? Leo, her dog. Mine is daffodils because I love the way they smell. Forearm to your thigh, reach your right hand overhead. Side angle stretch. Feels good. And then right back up to warrior 2. Turn your back toes forward to me again and step your right foot all the way up to meet the left. A little shake out, maybe a little dance party. Lainey's like, no thanks. All right, we're coming down to have a seat. So, facing each other, legs are out wide. If you have an even number of people in your house, like maybe 4 people or 6 people, it's easy to partner up and do this. If you don't, if you have only like 3 or 5, then maybe you form a circle, right? So you might be like this, or if you have a third person, you might open up and let that third person in, right? All right, so here we are, joining hands, and we're trying really hard to stay upright with a nice flat back, okay? Sometimes we wanna be like this. Try not to slouch in. Try to get strong and lifted here so that that heart is shining strong. We can reach forward and back here, but a nice gentle pull. You don't wanna hurt your partner. So like my legs are pretty tight right now, so Lainey only pulls me to about here, and then I give her her pull this way, okay? So a little back and forth to stretch the backs of the legs. You guys will thank us for this stretch later because we're going to do a partner boat pose, and you're really going to want the backs of your legs nice and warm and stretched. So we'll spend a little bit of time here, giving those legs a workout, getting into those spots that might be a little bit tight, but now we can help them release and get a little bit more bendy. All right, and then coming back up, let's come back onto, whoops, onto our knees, and we're going to play with some balance now. So, some of my favorite parts of yoga is when we get to balance. That probably means that somebody in your family, or maybe everyone in your family, is going to end up toppling over. If you fall over, it's okay, right? So in fact, I like to say you get bonus points if you fall over because that tells me that you found that perfect balancing edge. You just happen to go over it. So next time, maybe you won't. Let's come on up to standing. And you're going to transfer all of your body weight into your right foot. Left foot gets to come up to a little kickstand, and hands get to come to your heart. So we can be right here, and this can be our tree, and we can be perfectly happy here. If you want to grow your tree, take that foot into the inside of your calf. Now, Delaney, do you want to tell them any about growing your tree, or do you want me to continue?
I'll tell about the knee.
Tell about the knee, nice and loud and clear.
So, you never put your heel on the inside of your knee because it's like it fits perfectly, so it seems like you want to put it there, but when you put it there later, it will hurt.
It will, for sure. It's a little too much pressure on that knee joint. So rest your foot underneath of the knee joint, or if you find that you feel that little bump where that knee kind of bumps out, don't go there. Take your foot up above it. I have to use my hand to get there. Delaney doesn't.
No, I did.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Okay. Some of you can get it right up there, no problem. I always use my hand to help it up. And then maybe you grow your tree with those big, beautiful branches, and maybe they sway in the breeze. If your foot hurts, drop that leg and give it a little massage or a little shake out, right? We never want our yoga to hurt. And I'm so glad that Delaney said that because she knows if your body is hurting in any way, you pause, you get out of it, and you do what you need to do to make it feel better. Now let's take that foot down and try it on the other side. So weight goes into your left foot now. Kickstand up onto your right foot. And again, just kind of play with it a little bit. But remember, where are we not putting our foot? Where, Delaney?
Knee.
On the knee joint. Below or above. And there we are. Grow it, sway it. Ah, I almost fell. I'm wondering how your balance is at home. I hope you guys share with us how you ended up here in this space, in this posture. When you've had enough, just bring that foot down and shake, shake, and then we'll move on. We'll add on to this. So weight back into your right foot, into your tree on this side, and then we get to go into a couple of my favorites. The first one is airplane. So from your tree pose, shoot that foot out behind you and let your arms, let your arms come out to your sides, or maybe if you're too close, they have to go somewhere else, right? And there is your airplane, and maybe it kind of wobbles side to side as it's flying. Maybe it touches down like Delaney's did. Turbulence, she says. And then come on back up and shake it out. Nice. All right, weight into your left foot again. Tree up, on the right. Find your balance first. And then you know where you're going, right? Into that airplane pose when you're ready for it. Shift it right back and fly. Sometimes I like to put my hands out. Turbulence again, she says. Turbulence. It happens, right? When you've had enough, you can come back up. If you want to play a minute longer, you can. And then just shake it out. Now, Lainey and I were playing with this pose earlier. This one adds on again, but we want to show you what it looks like first, and then we'll flow into it. So when we flow, we'll flow from tree to airplane into the third pose, which is half moon. But right now, we're just going to show you half moon. So we're going to start with a foot up at the top, and it's opposite feet. So my right foot, her left foot, and then we're going to start to actually bring those top hands to each other, and then our bottom hands start to come down to the floor as we open hearts toward each other, and maybe we even look at each other, and maybe we fall over, but that's okay. Nice, we actually have some balance here. And the challenge here is to see if you can lift up off of those bottom fingers. Half moon with your partner. Whew, doggies. All right, so I'm going to start in tree with my right foot grounded. She's going to start in tree with her left foot grounded, the outside. Bring the inside foot in. Nice. And maybe you can make a heart here with your partner. You want to make a heart with me?
You gotta point.
Oh, we gotta point this way, she says. Oh, we do. She's got it. Ta-da! Look at that heart. Look how pretty. And then up into your airplane. If you fall over, it's okay, because by now that ankle is tired, right? And then open up. Are you ready, Lainey?
No.
Half moon. I might be falling over in my moon. And here we are. Now drop it. Oh, yeah, not happening. She want to do a heart there too. If you want to do a heart there too, go for it. My leg is tired, so shake out. And you know what? If your body's like, you know what? We did all that work on this side. Let's do the other side too. Let's do it. So opposite foot. Yeah. It's okay. We won't have them toward each other eventually. Just
switch.
We could. Do you want to? We're switching spots. You might too, you may not, up to you. Tree pose with that middle knee pointing in. Find your tree. Maybe you make your heart because you're cool like that. Shoop. And then into that airplane, fly it out. And then opening into that beautiful half moon on this side. And here's the funny thing, you see Lainey wobbling around right now? Oftentimes one side is stronger than the other. She's finding her first side was stronger.
My foot hurts.
Oh, her foot, she broke her foot. I forgot about that. Not recently, it's been a while, but she has a bum foot. All right, let's switch back to our own mats. Okay, and now, in for a little bit of, are you ready to go down? I say we go down. We're going to go into that fun boat pose that I had promised you guys. Remember I said the backs of your legs will be really happy that they're stretched out before we get to that pose. If you end up finding, you know what, my legs aren't ready for this yet, we can't quite do it yet, that's okay. It's something to work toward, right? Almost always in a yoga class, there's something that I can't do, but it gives me something, a goal to work toward for later. So, if you can't do it, no problem, right? You just play with it. Have a seat facing your partner. And we have found that this is what works best for us. We put our feet together first, and then we grab our hands.
Wait, no. Because
Lainey's like trying to throw new stuff in all of a sudden. No new stuff right now, please. So we're going to start by straightening our leg that's closer to you first. So pressing your foot in together and lifting that leg. And then we get to do the other one. And then we get to try to lift our hearts and straighten our backs. Easier said than done. But that's your partner boat pose. What do you think, Lainey? How do you feel?
Great.
Oh, let's bring those feet back down.
Wait, I have a good idea.
Oh, Lainey has an idea. So who knows where this is going to go, but let's see.
You do down dog.
I'll do, oh, she's getting fancy.
Face this way.
Okay, so I'm going to do my downward facing dog facing Delaney.
No. Facing well.
No?
I mean, yeah, you could. But
Which way do you want? This way?
yeah, and then scooch this way, like back. Okay, then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put my feet right here on your patootie.
This is a favorite. It's called a double down dog. We weren't planning on doing this today, but here we are doing it anyway. So it is a fun one. Now, Delaney, talk them through getting down without hurting the supporter.
You bend your knees. You step one foot down, and then you grab the other one. No, you don't grab the other one. You take the other one, and then you sit down.
Right, so you have to step it down gently so you don't whack the supporting down dog person in the head or, hurt their back as you're coming down.
And don't jump because then it pushes them.
For sure. Yeah, you don't want to jump. And actually, guys, you can even do this with the kids on the bottom. It doesn't put a lot of pressure on them. Do you want to show them, Delaney, with me on top? Mm-hmm. So if Delaney does a downward facing dog, I mean, if you're working with a 3-year-old, obviously you won't do it. But if you have maybe a 7 or 8-year-old, they can probably help to support you as well. Hands will go right in front of your partner's hands. And then you just kind of get to this point. Sweep your foot around. Where is your...
The tickles.
Where is it? Yeah. So, Delaney, you're not feeling too much pressure there, are you?
No.
No. And then I can just very slowly and gently step off and shake it out. All right. Do you want to show them Lizard on the Rock before we go? This is one of our favorites, especially for when Delaney, you like being on the bottom? When Delaney was younger and she would have trouble going to sleep, this was a really nice stretch to help calm her at bedtime. And it's fun to just kind of connect. So there are a couple different ways we can do it. A lot of times it's just the rubbing, the nice gentle pressure on the low back. Sometimes we count little ladybug dots on the back for fun. So she might say a number. How many, Delaney?
17.
17, and then I would do 17 little dots on her back. So that's a really fun kind of connecting activity to do, especially close to bedtime. Now that she's bigger and she does more adult yoga, and she's almost as tall as I am, we can do things more like we would do with adult partners. So, and moms and dads, you might like this one as well, where you just kind of gently and slowly lean back, and your child can lean back on you even, and just kind of open up. And it gives you this really beautiful stretch. So you guys can play with that one at home. But I think that's pretty much all we have for you guys today. I'm really glad you guys got to join us, even though we couldn't do this in person like we normally do. It's kind of cool just to have you guys here in our studio on a video that you can replay back anytime you'd like. So you can end the class in a Shavasana, which is where you lie down on your back and maybe even put on some soft music and just let the eyes close and relax together. We are just going to end together today in a seat with legs crossed. So guess what? If you decide to do Shavasana at home, press pause now and then come back to this closing when you're done with your rest. So hands come together at heart center. When we end a class, we always end it with Namaste, which means that I have all of this beautiful light inside of me. You have the same thing inside of you, and we very much respect and love that light in each other. And honor. So that's what that word Namaste means. Some people in different countries might say namaste just even as a greeting, right? So very, very much the same as, you know, if we say hi with a smile, we're saying it because we really like each other and we respect each other. So same thing. So hands together at heart center. And I like to say just a few words first. So I normally say, the love, the light, and the strength within me so very humbly bows before that very same love, light, and strength within each one of you. Namaste. And then if you want to say namaste back, you can, or you don't have to. You can say, see ya, good time. All right, guys. I am going to wrap up this video now, and I hope you all had a great time. I hope you all enjoy the activities that the Howell Library is putting on for us online. They are just amazing, aren't they? Make sure you send them a note and let them know how grateful you are for everything that they've put together for us. And I hope you guys just really enjoy it and have a great day. Thanks for practicing with us.